Contender Series 2023, week number 9. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Looking forward to talking about each of the matchups after seeing the fighters on the scales. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. And also note I'll be live for the entire Contender Series fight card, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. Don't miss the fight companion. You know I love doing those. And let's get into the fights. Starting it off, we have Mauricio Ruffy versus Magomedaliev. I'm picking the side of Magomedaliev to win this fight, but I'm actually kind of impressed by Ruffy. Excuse me. He has a kind of McGregor-like striking style, slick, dangerous from the outside. I would say somewhat of like a cocky fighting style. The hands can come low. He's very upright, you know, like McGregor Aldo-esque. Now, I'm not saying that he has the style of a Conor McGregor in the sense that he's going to get the win over Magomedaliev. I think Aliev is going to be a lot too much for him. Too much high-level experience. He's going to keep a decent kickboxing range on him. From the outside, he'll strike him up. I think he gets on the inside. I think he's stronger than Ruffy. Magomedaliev should win this fight. I think he's going to get it done by a unanimous decision. That's how I'm seeing it going down. I feel like he's going to get 3 of the rounds, maybe even 2-1. I could see Ruffy having moments. He trains with fighting nerds. Kyle Barajo's hyping him up on, Twitter and whatnot. And obviously, Magomedaliev connected with the Makhachev team. I expect him to get it done. Former Eagle FC fighter as well. I think he's going to win the fight. Now, as far as the scales, let's check these savages out and let's see how they look on the scales. I shrunk myself down before bringing them up. Magomedaliev, let's give credit. Yes, he might look somewhat like Abe Lincoln, but damn, he's shredded as fuck. The dude is in shape, and I think he's going to win the fight. His opponent on the other side, Ruffy. The nice little front double bicep. Slick guy, fighting nerds team. Dangerous, but not going to beat Magomedaliev here. I think Aliev wins. I think Aliev has earned the contract. I think he's what the UFC is looking for. He's got a good style on him, man. And I think he can do well in this fight. Now, as far as the odds for the fight, Ruffy is plus 195 with Magomedaliev at minus 245. I think that Aliev wins the fight. I'm saying decision over 2.5 is plus 145. Now, no, Ruffy was knocked out 4 fights ago against Manuel Sousa. He was knocked out bad with a hook in that fight. And it's because he's keeping those hands really low. So Magomedaliev could knock him out. And if you look at Magomedaliev's last fight, the Impa Kasanganay win, how about aging well? Kasanganay's fighting in the finals of PFL. Before that, he beat Anthony Njokuani, who's doing a lot of bare-knuckle fights at Gamebred FC. You know, where Ruffy on the other side, Torres fought in the UFC against Jacob Volkman and one other person years and years ago. So 41-8's no joke. At the end of the day, 11-6 here for this opponent. And then you got 0-1. Magomedaliev's going to be better. Magomedaliev's going to beat him. I don't think it's an easy bout. I think Ruffy will make it tough, but I'm going to pick Aliev by decision. Next fight on the card, it's Gadzhiyasulov versus Jose Daniel Medina. I think Gadzhiyasulov is going to win the fight. Obviously, he's a huge favorite in this matchup. I mean, is anybody really surprised by that one? And then I realized I didn't bring myself back up to normal size. It is what it is. The breakdown's flowing and it's going, and I'm not going to stop now. I think that the side of Magomed is creative with his stand-up. And if you look at his amateur background, the dude is legit. Come on, man. He's fought at a good level. He's been running through opponents, right? You see what? 7-0 here, and then you see there in 2019. I mean, come on, man. 10-2 amateur. The dude's got a good amount of experience as a professional, but he's got that IMAF high-level amateur experience. Daniel Medina's dangerous. And actually, Gadzhiyasulov in his final amateur fight was supposed to fight our main event fighter, Talha. We'll talk about that one soon. But you look here, I think Gadzhiyasulov is going to be superior with his kicking skill set. I feel like he's dangerous from the outside. He's very long. He's going to have, a heightened reach edge. We'll pull up his opponent here, who Medina, you know what? He's got kind of a loose striking style. That's how I would kind of describe it. Very comfortable in throwing punch combinations and will rip hard shots, but I'm not overly impressed, right? There is Gadzhiyasulov. Looks pretty good and ready to go. And then we have Medina on the other side. A little fat front double. Listen, Medina could make 85 looking at him. Then we got the face-off. Even Gadzhiyasulov, he's looking at that belly. He's like, I got you, son. Now, obviously, physiques don't win fights. I think that Medina's got some dog in him for sure, and he's not a bad fighter. I don't know. The level of competition, if you look at it, for both, I mean, I guess it's not huge. We got a split last time. Went over an 11-22 guy. Brave FC. I guess still, you could say the same on the other side. It's just the amateur background's important. From Bahrain, these guys are coming through like killers, so something to keep an eye on too. I think Magomed's going to win the fight. His kicking skill set impresses me a ton, and I think he's going to beat Jose Daniel Medina. Now, as far as the odds, yeah, they're not playable. They're not something that anybody's going to be throwing down on the money line for. At minus 1,050 for Gadzhiyasulov. Medina's plus 750. It's about how does he get it done. I'm saying it goes under at minus 180. I'm saying knockout. I think Gadzhiyasulov is going to beat him, and I think he probably KOs him. Minus 250 for that. Jeez, the knockout prop sucks. Gadzhiyasulov for the win. I think he's getting this thing done. I'm riding with Gadzhiyasulov to beat Jose Daniel Medina. I think that the kicking skills from the outside are going to be a massive difference maker, and he's fought at a high level as an amateur, now 7-0 as a pro. Medina's a pit bull. He's like a tough dog type fighter with decent stand-up, but he's out-skilled here, and I think he's going to be outgunned, outmatched, and I think he's getting KO'd. Let's keep running up. Next fight on the card brings us to our co-main event because we only got a 4-fight card. Lucas Rocha, he missed weight real bad. So, unfortunate. We got a co-main event, though, that definitely intrigues me. Eduardo Matias Torres versus Victor Hugo Silva. I think Eduardo Matias Torres is going to win. I see him getting it done with a superior kickboxing skill set, whereas I feel like Hugo on the other side, his best advantage is going to be close that gap and close it pretty quickly because I think Torres has an edge on the outside. Hugo does take backs well. He's got a good pressure style. He seems real athletic. He rips heavy low kicks. He's got a great record and he's on a nice win streak. At the end of the day, this fight's a real close money line, unlike our other two fights, for good reason. I think that Torres is going to win, though. I think he can out-kickbox him. He's kind of got like that Hispanic kickboxing style. He's pretty slick, I would say, and he's comfortable in the stand-up, controlling from the outside with shots. I could see him hurting Hugo with a few punches, but Hugo's not going to make this thing easy. I mean, 23-4. He's got grappling pressure. I think he's dangerous early in the fight, especially with a potential sub, but he's not going to win the fight. I think that Torres is going to rip him up on the inside. And I'm thinking Torres ends up knocking him out. I'm feeling like the knees to the body, kicks to the body. Things are going to add up. And I think Torres can get a TKO in the second or third. We'll check these guys out on the scales and see how they're looking here. There is Torres with the front double. And then there is Hugo. Listen, I think Hugo, he's got to trim something with the beard up. I don't know. He's losing his menacing appeal that I feel like he had in other pictures of him, man. At the official weigh-ins, didn't look as menacing. Then there's the face-off. I don't know. I think Torres has got that look in his eye of a guy that can do some damage. And I think he's going to start it off by knocking Hugo out. Hugo's a good athlete, and he's going to give him problems, and he's going to try to grapple. Trust me. Hugo's going to want this thing in the clinch, on the ground. Because when Hugo's sitting in there striking, I think not an optimal game plan. Even though Hugo's fast, Torres is more dangerous with this stand-up. And I think he's going to win the bout. Now, as far as the odds, Torres is a slight dog. At the end of the day, it's a pick'ems fight. Minus 135 Silva, plus 105 for Torres. I like the danger of Torres with the kickboxing as a factor. I think he could hurt Silva, especially in the close range. Clinch work. He's active from the clinch as far as like looking to do damage, right? Whereas I feel like if you look at Hugo, he's control based in the clinch, but I feel like Torres is going to be a pit bull on the inside and not put up with that shit. So I'm going with Torres at the plus money, plus 105. Give me Torres for the win. I think he pulls this one off against game Victor Hugo. Last win for him, Guillermo Miranda was in need of the body inside. 4-1 fighter, 5-4 fighter before that, 4-5, 1-2, 4-0. The other side, record-wise, like it's impressive. 15-7, 23-9, 17-8, 3-1. Those Pancrase too, and then Costa 5-1. At the end of the day, competitive coin flip type of fight, I just have a feeling with Torres. It's not so much I can explain to you, oh, this is why he fought this guy, this is why he's better. Silva's been in there with some okay names. I just think Torres has got a higher ceiling, and I think he can hurt Silva. So we're going with Torres. Main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to it. We got Rodolfo Bellato versus Murtaza Talha. I think Talha's grappling is going to be a big factor in this fight that gets him the win. He's like a, ginger Habib. Now, he's from Bahrain. That's where a lot of these savages are now bursting out from. Probably never heard of it up until this season of Contender Series. I'm hearing all these killers kind of coming from Bahrain. Now, this card specifically, I think that the side of Talha, he's been at such a high level as an amateur. He was unbeaten as an amateur. He was fighting in IMAF, and he was beating everybody. The dude's good. He's 6-0 right now. I think the grappling skill set is real. But then I'm going to throw this concern out to you, though. And this is a real concern. It's the fact that Bellato's a strong man. And he's been fighting in LFA, beating the shit out of guys on the ground, too. He has a good grappling game. Now, he got knocked out by a big punch by Vitor Petrino. I think in the earlier stages of the fight, Bellato's pressure, it's going to be very interesting to see how it matches up with Talha's abilities. I guess I just believe in the Bahrainian fighter. It could be biased towards guys from that side of the world because I don't think Bellato is a crazy underdog call after fighting in LFA. And you guys want to know something? I thought that Bellato against Petrino could have got the win. Now, granted, not in reality, but I thought his skill set could have led him to a win. And I believe that was his rematch against Petrino that was on Contender Series. I think they fought twice. He got knocked out twice. It's not like he has the power to worry about with Talha, but I think he's got a guy that's better in the grappling positions than him, at least technically, and is going to be faster on the mat. So that's why I'm going Talha to win. I'm going with, the ginger Habib. This sport we need our own Canelo in MMA. We just had Canelo win Saturday. It makes sense that the Bahrainian doppelganger gets a win here on Contender Series. Now, you might say that's crazy logic. You know what I'll say? Why not? Why not? Bellato looks great, though. I got to give credit where it's due. The neck is thicker than his fucking head. He looks like that damn wide neck guy. The dude is going to be hard to choke. And then there is Talha, who, realistically looks somewhat average here. Then we got the face off, a little bit of that size edge for Bellato. Yeah, okay, the more badass look to it with the tattoos, the size, the muscle, sure. It's Bellato. But when it comes down to it in the fight, I think Talha's got the better transition speed. He's going to be better in the scrambles, better in the pure wrestling. Bellato's taking these guys down with strength. He's bullying guys to the floor, out-muscling them. So now you got a technician like Talha. Yeah, he might end up getting put on his back early. Everybody's going to be shocked. But he'll burst up to his feet fast. And I think that when Bellato's on his back, Talha's going to start beating the shit out of him. I think Talha's going to work from the top. So give me Talha for the win. I'm riding with this side. I'm believing in him, and I'm going with them. It's just how we're doing it. Minus 295. Yeah, the tag sucks. It is what it is. Contender. I'm trying to tell you who I think wins, man. I'm not just trying to, tell you, oh, shit, bet the plus money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, hey, if you want to bet it, minus 295. It's real. Plus 235 for Bellato. Talha's going to end up beating him. Probably TKO in the third. Plus 110. TKO late second. Plus 110 for Talha. I got Talha getting it done. I just see the grappling transition speed is way better. And I think Bellato's using too much strength. He's kind of slow on the feet. Could Talha surprise us with a KO? Why not? He's 12-0 as a fucking amateur. Now unbeaten as a pro. The guy's been fighting, quality opposition consistently. And I personally will say I'm a big fan of the IMAF amateur experience. I think that it goes a very long way. I think that you're getting fights at a high level over there as an amateur because you're taking on tough competition that's seasoned, and then boom, you turn pro with 12 fights. Like, you can get into the UFC at just maybe 7-0 after Tuesday. So yeah, I'm going with the side of Talha to get the win over Bellato, picking against Bellato this season. He's a good fighter, but I just think he's going to get beaten here. We shall find out. We're going to see a damn good card, though. Let me tell you something. I want to do who I think's getting a contract. Bahrain is a lock for a contract, assuming he wins. And if Bellato did beat him. I know Bellato's scary, so it's like, hey, looking at him, it looks like he can really kick some ass. Skill set-wise, though, he can bully a lot of guys. I think he could get to the UFC. It's just I feel like Talha's going to be more skilled. Now, I think the winner of this main event gets a contract for sure. I think Torres is getting a contract in here. I think that, Gadzhiyasulov, they're already writing his contract down right now. And then Ramon Magomedaliev, him with Ruffy's going to be interesting. This one right here is going to be a hell of a scrap because the Fighting Nerds team, they ain't just coming out to lose. Magomedaliev is going to have better technical tools, but there will be moments for Ruffy. And I think Aliev probably gets a contract. We got 4 fights because, unfortunately we lost the Rocha fight, but it is what it is. So I guess I should give Davey Bittencourt a shout out because he actually made weight. So shout out to him. But yeah, I'm going to sweep of signings. I think Dana's going to come out pretty fucking generous this week with these fights here. And I think we're going to end up getting some pretty damn good matchups. I'm looking forward to this card, but hey, listen, we're not done just yet. I do want to do a little Contender Series parlay time. So let's parlay some things up. Let's see what we're looking at here with the parlays. All right. Well, Gadzhiyasulov, fucking put him in. Magomedaliev, minus 192. If we went dog with Torres, plus 128, he doesn't really give us any steam. Wow. We get no steam, man. We get no steam. Contender Series is just becoming more and more like the Wild West of betting at this point. If we went crazy and we said, all right, oh, dang, they don't have the over here. But I know what the over is sitting at. The over is sitting at what? If you did the over in the not the Gadzhiyasulov fight. What am I doing? The Magomedaliev fight. You're getting plus 145. So hypothetically, I don't know. This is not crazy to me. You get a plus 145 here. You throw Gadzhiyasulov. And maybe do we go under 1 though? Under 1's risky. If you can bet with his props, man, how I'm looking at it, you throw, if you want to try to chase something kind of crazy, if you did the Magomedaliev over, because you think Ruffy's going to go distance, which he might, but Magomedaliev could knock him out. So I guess that's concerning. But Magomedaliev, I think, wins. I think that Gadzhiyasulov inside distance then would be a potential thing to look at just to bring you to a better tag, because he's probably getting it done inside distance. Hugo, Silva, and Matias Torres, the over-unders concern me. That's more of like a straight money dog side. And then with Bellato versus Talha, I really think Talha's going to win this fight. But, dude, Bellato's so intimidating. I don't really love betting it. Now, if you have to parlay it up, all right, sure, you go Magomedaliev, you go Gadzhiyasulov, and then you try to get a little plus. Maybe you're going Torres in, or maybe you're just going these two, starting the night off light. We don't got a lot of options to choose from for a parlay on Contender Series. Or you're going balls to the wall. Murtaza, Talha. You're going Gadzhiyasulov and Magomedaliev, and you're throwing the dog in. Listen, I don't know, man. Contender Series parlays, they freak me out. They freak me out more than anything else. What do we have? Plus 327 for a sweep of the card. I've yet to sweep Contender Series, I'll tell you guys honestly, but damn, it'd be nice to sweep it. Granted, do I really want to do it on the 4-fight card, though? I want to 5-sweep it. Listen, guys, bet Contender Series intelligently. Bet everything intelligently if you're throwing money down on fights, but specifically Contender Series. It's like the Wild West. If you hear me still sniffling, I'm sorry. I'm recovering a bit. I honestly feel slightly loopy, man. Probably about an hour and a half before I did this stream, I took some medicine, and yeah, I feel like La La Land like. So who knows? Hey, listen, last week it was me cracked up on Afrin. This time I got some fucking antihistamines. So at the end of the day, ride with the picks with whatever confidence level you have. I'm giving you guys my absolute best as always, and I hope you guys enjoyed the content. It's back consistently. I'm back on the OG PC because the new one didn't work for me, and I think things are running smoothly. So much love to everybody. I appreciate you all watching. Make sure you guys smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on. Don't leave them on personalized. Put them on all. If you're new to the channel and you're like, damn, this guy's, not throwing the crazy lock of the week for Contender Series. Why? Listen, if you want to know about the locks, you want to know about the high confidence picks, the underdog onslaughts that, maybe are more, higher likelihood of success in betting, UFC predictions. Check out my UFC picks. I got everything up on the channel. So keep it locked in on this channel because content's dropping every day. We're back in the flow. We're back in the game. Much love, people. I'll see you on the next one. Let me know in the comments what you think. You got nothing to say, drop a W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody, and have a great night.